Grand day, everybody. Welcome to the City of Atlantis presentation. I am your host. I'm Sears. I'm the founder and chief architect of the City of Atlantis Enterprise. I'm very excited to present this project to the Ultimo DAO, and I'm also excited to share with you my vision for a better tomorrow. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys love entertainment? Like myself, I'm sure most of you do. I'm sure you have a favorite song or a favorite movie. I actually love entertainment so much that I've dedicated almost 3 decades of my life to it. The first business plan I ever wrote, I was 17 years old. It was for a production company I called Aura Productions. Now, it was a horrible business plan, but it got me a job working for the local newspaper in my hometown. And by the time I was 19, this was in the mid 90s, I was making $150 a week as an entertainment editor. It was poor pay, but I still felt like I had made it. Now, at the time, it wasn't really about the money. It was more about the connections that I could make. There were a lot of local and national record labels sending in tapes and CDs looking to get music reviews or articles written about their artists. I'll never forget when I received Jay-Z's first CD and tape. It was before the world even knew who the guy was. This new position had got me a lot of tickets to some of the best music and comedy concerts in Seattle. At a very young age, that job had me backstage mingling amongst the stars. Now, mingling in that environment, it was easy for me to move into talent management, which led me into production. And then from there, I moved to Atlanta to become an entertainment agent. And today, at the age of 46, I'm able to look back at an amazing and sometimes magical career. Over those years, I've laughed, I've cried, I've ate with some of the world's most talented people. A lot of them you have heard their music or seen them in TV shows and films. Some of them you've never heard of in your life. But all in all, those times were full of experiences that I will never forget. But unfortunately, this entertainment industry that I love so much has two major downsides. One of the biggest downsides from my perspective is that every talented person can't eat, meaning talent does not equal success. The other downside is if they happen to be lucky enough to eat, make money from the industry, it doesn't last. They can be in major TV shows and films and could have released amazing music projects, but the value that they generate depreciates over time, leaving nothing for their retirement, their kids, or their grandchildren. The truth is, the entertainment industry is brutal, and it's really not for the faint of heart. With limited work opportunities, cutthroat competition, industry politics, and the lack of business and industry education, and let me add one more thing, the deadly sin of greed, it has made it an impossible journey for many, many talented souls. Let me ask you guys another question. How many of you know someone or have someone in your family that is extremely talented but can't take care of themselves or their family from their art? Now, I'm sure that everyone can think of somebody, and there are hundreds of these artists in my mind. A lot of these artists are dead on the inside, and I know this firsthand because I've talked to them. I've heard their stories, and I've heard their dreams. But I believe very deeply that this project that I'm introducing today can raise the dead and become a major catalyst for a new world of arts, entertainment, and culture. Now, before we get started, I want you all to understand that this project has been through some serious R&D over the last few years, and I've hired a dedicated team of full-time professionals to lead the development and management of this project. The team that you're seeing on the screen represents the core team at Moby Automation, which is COA's exclusive Web3 engineering lab. Moby specifically will have 3 global offices, one in Atlanta, Georgia, which will be our headquarters. Then we'll have development and engineering in Lagos, Nigeria, and we're planning to open up our Creative Works office in Kyiv, Ukraine. But the war, as you guys can see, there's a war going on there, and so we really hope that they stop fighting there soon. So keep our team members that are in that area in your prayers. Now, there is also an additional 20 or so professionals that are helping develop other companies under COA Enterprises umbrella. You will learn more about those businesses and get deeper details on how they operate during COA's education series that will be hosted in the Wells Lounge in the coming weeks. Now, these teams will grow rapidly as the project matures, as my goal is to see how many people I can employ and how many powerful jobs I can create. My other goal is to keep this presentation underneath 1 hour, so let's get it started. Now, today's AMA is meant to be a 44,000-foot flyover of the COA project. My goal is to highlight the key aspects of what makes this project powerful and a game-changing investment, an investment that is tethered to the blockchain. And in this presentation, I will lightly cover COA's Sovereign Digital Nation Framework and other topics like why it's important to preserve arts, entertainment, and culture, building a new entertainment class, and the value of COA's #1 natural resource, which is sand. We'll also go over the power of EVTs, our ecosystem value tokens, and I'll touch bases on the core of Atlantus. It's called Current. It's our data management system. And from there, we'll get into how you can join the journey. Now, before we go deeper, let me wet you guys' beaks with this overview of COA. The City of Atlantis, or COA, is a global arts, entertainment, and culture preservation initiative. We will utilize virtual and real-world solutions to power a new independent entertainment economy. This initiative will create employment, education, and wealth opportunities for COA participants across the globe. We will provide a sustainable economy by tokenizing real-world commodities of construction sand, consumer retail products, and digital entertainment. Our commodities-backed digital assets will build a new world of virtual real trade, physical and virtual tourism, as well as create thousands of new jobs. And these jobs will assist in providing lasting opportunities for an emerging entertainment class. At this time, COA is inviting early blockchain adopters, DeFi enthusiasts, potential technology partners, as well as institutional investors to join our growing community. Now, please note that none of this information is financial advice. Please do your own research as is best practice for potential investments. One thing that I think is very important for you all to understand is the foundation of the City of Atlantis is built within the frameworks of a sovereign digital nation. How many of you guys have ever heard of the book, The Network State? I'm pretty sure most of you haven't, but it's a really, really good read. It was written by the former CTO of Coinbase. His name is Balaji, and his last name starts with an S. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but you guys should Google it. It's a free book, and it will give you a even deeper understanding of what we're building here. Now, network state is the technical way of saying sovereign digital nation, which is what I've been calling the City of Atlantis from the beginning. And in Balaji's book, he does an amazing job of outlining the frames that are needed for building new digital nations. Listed here on the screen are the key elements that we have incorporated into the foundation of COA, and every line here is very important because they're the actual frames that we're building upon. I will read through these because I feel these key elements are very important for you all to digest before we move forward. Now, in order for a COA to build a sovereign digital nation powered by entertainment, we're going to first need a community with the intention to use Web3 technology to solve real-world problems. Second, we're going to all have to have a shared goal to preserve arts, entertainment, and culture. 3, we're going to need a recognized founder and dedicated teams of people working around us to help power, manage, and govern this project. 4th, we're going to need a capacity for collective actions, meaning we all run by the same beat of the same drum, we're building in the same direction. And 5, we need the ability for us all to individually connect, or personally connect. So we'll be having events, we'll be having live and virtual conventions and all kinds of events as the project grows that will allow us to connect. We're going to need an integrated cryptocurrency, which we have called Pearls, and you'll learn more about that during our education series. We're going to need the ability to trade real-world resources, and we have sand for that. We need an archipelago of crowd-funded physical territories, which the EVTs will allow that to happen. And we're going to need a virtual city capital along with a government structured by DAOs. Now, once all these elements are activated, COA will power a global network of smart cities of entertainment with a large enough population, income, and real estate footprint to attain a measure of diplomatic recognition. Now, our goal is to be recognized by other nations as well as the UN. I'm talking about big moves here, people. And, but the only way for us to reach this pinnacle is that we all start with our shared goals to preserve the arts. One of the questions you may ask is, why is it important to preserve arts, entertainment, and culture? Well, the why is actually very simple. It's because arts, entertainment, and culture capture the history and stories of our lives. And so many of these stories over the centuries have been lost because there really wasn't any technology that can permanently retain these stories for future generations to enjoy and learn from until now. Now that we have the blockchain, we'll be able to change the way that we retain and or preserve arts, entertainment, and culture forever. The great thing about the blockchain is that it provides new methods for retaining the values that are locked in arts, entertainment, and culture. One method Mobi is developing is a blockchain-powered digital entertainment distribution solution, which tokenizes music and digital content before it's released to major streaming platforms like YouTube or Apple Music. By tokenizing digital entertainment, we're changing its intrinsic value, allowing catalogs to appreciate over time versus depreciate, which most content does after the first few weeks of its release. This advanced distribution system is being developed in preparation of a major opportunity arising from workforce automation. It is estimated that automation will result in the loss of 40% of the world's jobs by 2030. Many individuals who lose their jobs will likely turn to digital media as a new career path. Now, if you guys have been paying attention, you're watching YouTube become a new global cable company. I mean, look how many podcasts, music videos, and general content is there now. When I first got into the music distribution game in 2018, Spotify was doing only 60,000 releases a week. Now they're doing 60,000 a day, and it's climbing fast. Automation is going to tip the scales of content production, creating a new 21st century renaissance in arts and entertainment. Now, unfortunately, Hollywood and other global entertainment hubs are ill-equipped to support the incoming wave of new entertainment professionals. But this is creating an opportunity of the century for individuals who are interested in investing in this vertical. These investments will lead to the creation of thousands of jobs for an emerging entertainment class. Building COA will not only provide thousands of entertainment jobs on both sides of the camera, it will also improve quality and provide a consistent output of production to streaming platforms. This in turn will enhance job security and performance wages, creating a huge entertainment workforce that will power new cities of entertainment around the globe. Now let's talk about these new cities of entertainment. COA is focused on building physical cities of entertainment in all countries that have a solid production industry. All of our physical build-outs will be replicated in the virtual space and accessible via the City of Atlantis metaverse, which will be hosted on VR platforms such as Apple Vision Pro and MetaQuest. You'll learn more about the metaverse side of the project during COA's education series. But getting back to the real world side of things, COA will first begin onboarding production workforce into digital entertainment studios. Next, we will start building live performance venues, followed by the construction of entertainment destinations, which will include hotels, resorts, and casinos. Our construction will scale to live, work, play communities that will ultimately become new cities, powered by smart utility, smart transportation, and smart farming. All of this is a glimpse of our 15 to 20 year vision. Now, after hearing all this, I'm sure you guys will agree this is very ambitious, but I do assure you that this is all possible and doable in our lifetime. Because of Web3 technology, all the tools we need to build a new world are available. We just need to put the power of these tools in the hands of real 21st century builders. And I believe that you guys are listening to one during this presentation. Okay, everybody, let's go deeper. Let me take you all to where the construction begins. It starts with first you understanding the value of our natural resource. The city of Atlantis will begin where the ancient city ended, as sand at the bottom of the ocean. Sand, well, construction sand to be exact, is COA's number one resource. Construction sand is utilized on construction sites in most coastal areas around the world. It is necessary for the building of roads, bridges, homes, and much more. COA has a sand mining division called Basi Industrial Sands, which currently owns and operates 3 sand mining sites in Lagos, Nigeria. Basi has supply contracts with 2 of Nigeria's largest projects, the Dangote Refinery and the 4th Mainland Bridge project. Our sand mining sites are being prepared for large-scale stockpiling operations, which literally will store millions of cubic tons of sand as back reserves. These reserves are tokenized in our ecosystem value tokens, or our EVTs. The EVTs will be used to transfer the value of sand and supply to COA construction sites around the globe. Now, I'm sure by now you have all seen what our ecosystem value tokens look like. Now, EVTs are deeds of sand. They represent a cadastre of underwater sand, which is measured in squared acres, plots, and yards. EVTs auto-stockpile construction sand and produce an endless supply of virtual construction bricks. We call them VCBs. Now, VCBs build projects in the real world, and whatever value it creates is tracked back to the EVTs, skyrocketing the value of these EVTs over time. EVTs are true generational wealth assets and represent a fractal of every aspect of COA's ecosystem, from the real estate, the businesses, the products and services, the entertainment, etc., etc., etc. Everything in Atlantis is essentially tokenized. Now, let me say this to you guys, and let me be really, really clear again, because I'm not using it as a buzzword. EVTs are truly generational wealth assets. They're designed to be passed down to your grandchildren's grandchildren. Now, that should help you understand how far in the future we expect this project to go. Other than building our new world, EVTs have additional use case and utility. They give you member access to multinational art societies, and depending on the amount and size of EVTs you hold, your member access to COA events and rewards will vary. Art society members will help organize conventions and events, as well as participate in outreach initiatives that support art, entertainment, and cultural preservation within their designated countries. The Art Society represents the nonprofit side of Art Global. Art Global is a for-profit global entertainment corporation that focuses on the building and management of all COA's real-world entertainment assets. Art Meta Studios are the first real-world assets Art Global will be launching. Art Global will build and or partner with a network of audio and visual studios around the world. This is where we'll begin onboarding our global entertainment workforce. And I assure you, these studios will produce and output a whole new level of quality digital entertainment. All the production in these studios will be powered by art production bonds. These are NFTs that are sold to institutional level investors and blockchain projects looking to invest part of their treasury to draw in non-user deposit fresh capital. Currently, COA has pinned $90 million in commitments for art production bonds, and our goal is to have $1 billion in commitments by the end of 2024. Just in case anyone was wondering, ART is an acronym for Atlantus Recording and Royalty Token. When I pitch this project to investors, one of the questions that always come up is how are we going to manage all this information? The businesses, the workforce, the protocols, and the digital assets. I am always thankful that I have an answer to that question, which is Current. Current is COA's blockchain agnostic hyperledger that is powered by AI. Current will collect and manage all data system-wide. Everything we have discussed or will discuss in the future plugs into Current. Current is our secret weapon, and I'm hiring the nerdiest of nerds to design, develop, and grow it. Along with these bullets that you see on the screen, Current will also power our cyber and physical security protocols, as well as our blockchain-driven telecom system, which we'll learn more about during our education series. What also is connected to Current is the gateway to our new world, the portal to our community's prosperity. This lives in a DApp called Atlantis Tokenized Lands, or ATL. ATL is the passageway to the value that exists in COA's ecosystem. Through ATL's dashboard, you'll be able to register and receive your digital identification, which is in the form of an NFT that is connected to all your COA assets. After you register, you'll be able to buy and activate EVTs, which you will use to join COA's districts. Each country is considered a district of COA, or a district of Atlantis. Once your EVTs are assigned to that district, every VCB it produces will be invested into real-world projects located in that country district. Your ATL dashboard will allow you to watch the construction of your investments via a live video feed, which I think is amazing. Each district has an art society, which you will be able to access and participate with via ATL's portal. The portal will also give you access to partnered solutions. Speaking of partner solutions, let's talk about one of COA's strongest partners and everyone's favorite offshore bank, Ultimo. Since we started posting AMA flyers in Ultimo's chat, I've seen people asking, what does Ultimo have to do with this project and how does it benefit Ultimo cardholders? Well, let me explain. After we launch Current, ATL, and ART, we will launch Atlantis Digital Assets, or ADA. ADA is COA's blockchain-driven banking platform. that all COA asset holders and employees will have access to. ADA is powered from revenue generated by commodities transactions and hedge fund servicing. These transactions are also what drives the ROI for EVTs and art production bonds. ADA will integrate Ultimo's code as part of our advanced banking stack, utilizing its on and off ramping capabilities. We will also release an ADA branded Visa debit card powered by Ultimo. These cards will have exclusive member benefits and rewards. We will share more information about Ultimo's integration into ADA during our education series. Okay, let me give you guys a high-level view of our development roadmap. Now, there are many phases to this development because it's a pretty ambitious project, and each phase will overlap and will continue to evolve as the system matures. Now, we've completed our design phase, and now we're neck deep in our development phase. We're planning the initial rollout of our dApps to begin this quarter with ATL. And then by Q4 2024, we're expecting global onboarding, which means all of our dApps are up and activated and we're onboarding the world. And then by 2030, we're planning to be fully operational, which means that Web3 technology, blockchain technology, and adoption has matured to a level that we can push our systems full throttle. Now, a more detailed version of our development roadmap will be presented as part of our education series. Okay, we're at the end of this presentation, so let me close with this. COA is a legacy project, and I believe COA is an example of how developers should use blockchain technology. I also believe that COA is the type of business that people should invest into who want to feel the true power and benefits promised by the innovation of Web3 technology. This project should be a part of your long-term investment portfolio as we are working hard to build something that you and your family can count on for generations. Now, nothing in this world is 100% guaranteed, but I believe the chance for COA's success is sky high. Why? Because number one, we have a dedicated, hardworking, and patient team. Number two, we have vision, insight, and powerful connections. And number three, all the pieces needed to make COA a reality, they exist. I personally think COA will be a project for the record books and will produce some of the highest value digital assets on the blockchain. I'm shooting for number 4 or better. Coming in at number 4, EVTs, COA EVTs. But all jokes aside, I delivered this presentation today to show you that there is a project in your midst that already is on a voyage to a new world. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just asking you to invest with us, I'm asking you to believe with us and join this journey to help build a powerful new world of entertainment. Thank you for your time, and I'm available for any questions.